a public information meeting online for a land use bylaw map amendment at 1011 Lone Pine Drive in Centreville. This is a different process for us because we are conducting this public information meeting online. People within 500 feet of this development will be receiving a letter towards the end of May. And in that letter, there will be a link that will take you to this presentation. And you will hear from the planner for this development, as well as the man, Aaron Dondale, the developer, who is hoping to develop this particular lot in Centreville in a new way due to the bylaw map amendment. So I'm going to, at this point, hand the presentation over to the planner, and you will be hearing from Will Robertson Muscat, and I'm sure he'll do a really good job at explaining to you what is planned for 1011 Lone Pine Drive in Centreville.
Thank you very much, Councillor Raven. As Councillor Raven mentioned, this is a remote public information meeting for a land use bylaw map amendment for the properties located at 1011 Lone Pine Drive, Centreville, file 20-04. Just to briefly outline the purpose of a public information meeting. It is to inform the public of the application. It is to explain the planning policies that enable this application to occur, and it is to receive preliminary feedback on the application. Please note that no opinions have been formed on this application, nor have any decisions been made during the time period in which the public information meeting is online. The proposal is as follows. Aaron Dondale has applied for a land use bylaw map amendment to permit a rezoning at 1011 Lone Pine Drive. This land assembly consists of 3 separate properties, PID 55056626, 55327498, and 55327506. The properties are currently zoned residential 1 unit, or R1. The intention is to rezone from the residential 1 unit, R1 zone, to the residential 1 and 2 unit zone, R2, for the purpose of developing 2-unit dwellings on each of the 3 properties for a total of 6 units. This is a map of the municipality of the County of Kings, and the properties in question are in the community of Centreville. That should be highlighted by a orangey reddish circle on your map there. This is an aerial photograph of the 3 subject properties and the surrounding community in Centreville. So you'll notice the 3 subject properties highlighted in red on the aerial photograph. Sherman Belcher Road just to the southwest, and they're in subdivision off of Sherman Belcher Road on Lone Pine Drive. Pinecrest Drive runs just to the north and then down to the east. This is an aerial photograph of the 3 subject properties. This is a little bit more of a close-up, so you can see the existing house on the 3 properties. You'll note that the 3 properties have frontage on Lone Pine Drive, which curves into Pinecrest Drive, and as well Sherman Belcher Road just to the south there. So this is a future land use designation of the subject properties in the surrounding area. So again, you'll note the 3 subject properties highlighted in red hatching. They fall within the residential land use designation, as does much of the surrounding area, although there is some agricultural designated land to the north and just a small pocket of commercial designation just to the west, just at the left-hand side of the screen. So this is a zoning map of the subject properties in the surrounding area, and you'll note that there's really quite a mixture of zones in this area. The subject properties are currently zoned R1, as are many of the houses within that particular subdivision and the houses along Sherman Belcher Road. However, you will note that there are some R2 within this area as well. There's an R2 property just to the north on Sherman-Belcher Road. There's also a significant amount of R2 zone property on Highway 359, and there is some R3 zoned residential mixed density property on Saxon Street, as well as a park, and the parcels of land behind the houses on Pinecrest Drive are bordered by some R5, so that's a comprehensive development district as well. So this is an existing photograph of the existing house, 1011 Lone Pine Drive. This would be looking towards the house from Lone Pine Drive to the front door. This is a view of the property from the back. You'll note that much of the property has been cleared of vegetation, although there are some trees in the backyard. This is a photograph, of the property that would be directly to the left of the house if you're looking straight on from Lone Pine Drive. And again, you'll note that much of the vegetation has been cleared. This is a photograph of Lone Pine Drive looking directly towards Sherman-Belcher. So the property in question would be on your right-hand side, this photograph. This is a photograph of the third property, so this would be to the right of the house, looking directly on from Lone Pine Drive. And you'll note that this part of the three parcels has some vegetation on it, which would be cleared for development when it was to occur. So with regard to the policies which enable this application to occur, so this application was received during an interim period when both the old municipal planning strategy, that's bylaw 56, and the new municipal planning strategy, bylaw 105, were in effect. This was because bylaw 105, the new municipal planning strategy, was adopted by council on November 21st, 2019. And bylaw 105 was then approved by the province on March 5th, 2020. And this application was received just prior to that adoption of the new documents. So therefore, both the old and the new MPS are used in evaluating this application. So with regard to the policy review, so under bylaw 56, this is the old municipal planning strategy. Policy 2.4.3.4 reads, council may consider rezoning land from R1 to any other urban residential zone subject to the policies of this section, 2.4, and the policies for amending the land use bylaw contained in part 6 of this strategy. With regard to the new municipal planning strategy, this is bylaw 105, policy 3.1.2a, residential 1 R1 and residential 1 and 2 unit R2 lands are intended to maintain existing residential areas while encouraging energy efficiency and providing opportunities for infill development primarily on roads located on the periphery of growth centers, intended to consist primarily of 1 and 2 unit dwellings. Further, 3.1.3, permit within residential designation A, all zones listed in policy 3.1.2. Finally, policy 5.3.3, consider amendments to any one of the zoning maps of the land use bylaw provided the application is for a specific development and is to rezone land to another zone enabled within the same designation unless the zone change is specifically prohibited within the strategy. Finally, in terms of the general land use bylaw amendment criteria. So this is the criteria in which all land use bylaw map amendments, rezonings, are evaluated on when assessing the suitability. So that the proposal is in keeping with the intent of the municipal planning strategy, that there's no negative financial impact on the municipality, that the feasibility of services is adequate, so sewer, water, those types of considerations, that there's adequate storm drainage on the property, that the risk of pollution or contamination of water courses is mitigated, that the development form, so the type of development, is suitable, that the land use in the surrounding area is compatible, that the road networks and the traffic that would be generated through a rezoning and the access are suitable as well, and that overall the conditions on the site, so the topography, the soil, slopes, etc., is suitable for the proposal as well. So for this, staff conducts their own internal review. We seek comment from internal departments such as Engineering and Public Works, Building and Enforcement, and as well seek comment from outside agencies, so DTIR for the road networks and the traffic generation, Nova Scotia Environment for concerns regarding septic, any other types of concerns with environmental permits and the like. So finally, this is the land use bylaw map amendment process timeline. So we, if I can just walk everyone through, I guess, the chart on the right-hand side, the complete application is received. The public information meeting, which is highlighted in yellow, is conducted online for 30 days. Staff will review and draft a report for the Area Advisory Committee. The Centreville Area Advisory Committee would then review the application, provide a recommendation to the municipality's Planning Advisory Committee, which would then review the application. They would provide a recommendation to Municipal Council, which would hold first reading, schedule a public hearing. There would be a public hearing on the application with public comment on the completed application. Second reading would occur. This is where a vote by Municipal Council to approve or deny the application would occur. Finally, there would be a 14-day appeal period to the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board on the decision by Council. Properties within 500 feet would be notified of the application via letter mail. Notification would also be placed in the newspaper. The public information meeting provides an opportunity for the public to comment on the application in its initial stages. Again, this is going to be conducted online, and it provides an opportunity for the public to comment. Notification would be provided via letter mail for the public hearing and also advertised in the local newspaper. And the public hearing, again, provides another opportunity for the public to comment before Municipal Council on the completed planning application. So with regard to providing comments, questions, concerns, my contact information as the case planner is up on the screen right now. You can contact me via telephone at 902-690-6173 or via email at wrobinsonmuscat@countyofkings.ca. And this will provide an opportunity for the public to ask questions, provide comments, and those will be included as part of staff's report to the Area Advisory Committee, and the Planning Advisory Committee, and Municipal Council. With that, Aaron, if you have anything to add to the presentation, please feel free to do so.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't have too much to add. So thanks to you, Will, and Councillor Raven for administering and kind of letting this PIM happen in this time of new normal. So I appreciate that. I guess just in layman's terms, I mean, really what I'm hoping to do is to add an apartment to the existing home. That's what I'd like to do in 2021. So really taking what was a single family dwelling and adding a 2-bedroom apartment to the basement. And then someday down the road, maybe 5 or 10 years down the road, you know, I'd like the opportunity to look at adding a 2 or 3-bedroom duplex on each of the lots that are currently vacant on the property. So that's really it. Again, I appreciate it, Will and Councillor Raven.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Councillor Raven, do you have anything further to add?
No, I would just like to thank you, Will, for your presentation and Aaron for his comments. And I would like to emphasize that there will be additional opportunities to have input on this application other than commenting on the content of the public information meeting that you will have visited online. There will be the Area Advisory Committee, and lastly, the public hearing before Council makes a final decision should this all move forward. So please do feel free as neighbours or members of the Centreville community at large to take a look at what is being suggested for this, this amalgamation of the 3 lots. And we will hopefully hear any concerns that you have or any positive comments that you might have about what's happening in your neighborhood.
Thank you. That's absolutely correct. Throughout the process, if members of the public and neighbors and members of the Centreville community have questions or comments or concerns, they can always reach out to me via telephone or email with those, and I will certainly respond to them. So thank you very much, and thank you, Councillor Raven and Mr. John Dale, for participating in this.